So the biggest rationale about showing our data and showing our data transparently is really the fact that people want to know how they're performing. They want to know if they're doing a great job. They want to know if they have opportunities for improvement. And if you're only showing data quarterly or yearly, people have no idea how they're performing from day to day.
The strategy of transparency, I think as a leader, it makes me more relatable. If people understand that I've had the same struggles that they have.
I think with anything like this, when it's different and it's new, there's a degree of fear and trepidation. I suspect that that's a period of transition that we went through. The biggest thing for us is really to show that we're looking at performance improvement. We're looking at identifying process issues where we can improve, and we're not focusing on placing blame or identifying individuals where there is an outcome that isn't what we would desire.
There's a lot to be done at any given moment, and so if I'm willing to be held accountable, I think those with whom I work will also be more willing to be held accountable and to recognize that this is what makes this organization be phenomenal, that everybody has to answer to what they're doing or not doing.
Whenever we see performance which isn't where we want it to be, we're looking at the process, we're trying to identify the standard work, we're trying to put that standard work into print, we're trying to use visual management to help everyone understand what that standard work looks like, and then continuing to focus on the process, not just the outcome.
Since we started the transparency of all of our performance measures, we've really seen improvement in all of them, in patient experience, harms, to the point that when we started this harm across the board as one of those measures, for instance, back in 2016, 2017, we were pretty typically seeing performance in the 9 to 10 harms per 1,000 discharges per month. And now we're, sitting right about 6. So we've seen great improvement and good sustainment in our performance.
As more of our leaders receive more of the training behind leadership management and development, really our goal is that they're using those tools every day in every space that they're in. So really want to see every leader measuring something that may be unique to their space and looking for an opportunity for improvement.
As you look at transparency of our patient experience metrics, for instance, as we look at those in huddles from week to week and we see unit-based performance, it almost seems like there's a bit of a competitive nature now that by seeing that transparency and everyone in the organization in that facility seeing performance on those measures, it's naturally making those managers and those units want to perform better and ultimately, get to that number 1 spot on the list of really high performance.
So if every department in this organization is focused on the metrics that are going to drive performance, and how do you define performance in your area? If every department is focused on that, then everybody is accountable for their own work, and as an organization, we continue to move forward. If
you look at our system across the board, we've seen improvements in almost every space that we measure. So when we look at harm across the board, we've seen improvement year after year. When we look at our patient safety indicators, we've seen improvement year after year. Patient experience in almost every facet of our organization has improved as well. What we'd like to say is if it gets measured, then we can see if there's improvement or not, because it's important to us.